So I haven't done a video like this in quite some time. Actually, I don't think I've ever done a voiceover, not that I know of, maybe snippets here and there. Anyway, this is how the morning started. Welcome to my day in the life journal, plan with me. So first up, I need my handy dandy emotional support water bottle, which of course it has to be cleaned. We clean it every day in this house. Okay, maybe every other day, not every day. Grab some water, of course, because you got to stay hydrated when you're doing all of this very important planning and journaling. I don't know how hot of a mess this video is going to be, but again, I just wanted to try something different and take you guys along with me. Of course, I had to go back to my room because I am blind as a bat and need some additional assistance to see up close. So here I am having propped an extra camera just so that you could see me walk into my office. I recently purchased a new lamp from Target, which is very warm toned, but it's kind of the vibe I'm going for in my office, and I absolutely love it. First things first, this was the state of my desk when I walked in. I typically don't clean it up in the evenings, and I'm just not someone that can sit down and journal or plan my day out when the desk isn't clean. I tried the snapping my fingers trick, and apparently that's just a social media trick and doesn't actually work. I ended up just taking a few minutes to gather everything up and put it where it needed to go instead of just moving it around from one pile to the next, which I certainly tend to do on many occasions. I honestly should have grabbed some more coffee because I was pretty exhausted on this morning, but I also got some happy mail in the mail, and that's got to get sorted, but I really just needed it off of my desk so that I could start my planning and journaling for the morning. I had filmed a couple of TikToks the few days prior going over the Pentel Energel Kleina, which is one of my all-time favorite pens, and I just needed to get those put back. These holders are from Michaels. I wish that they sold them now, but they were discontinued many, many years ago. Now that everything's quickly tidied up, I can jump into my planners and my journals and get started. I'll typically flip through the pages and just see where I'm at, take a look at my journaling, see if I have done my prompts for the day. I will also just look back at the current week and see what's on the schedule for today. I honestly had a couple of meetings get canceled, but you'll see later on in the day I actually had a couple of more pop up on my schedule, which is very, very common, but I'll check off any tasks that have been completed so that I know that those are done for the week. I'm kind of really loving the Muji pen more recently. I really didn't like it last year when I originally started using it, but I've noticed maybe it's with this one in particular that I'm really, really liking it. It's just flowing out of the pen a lot nicer. I don't know what was going on with the one that I had last year. Maybe it was just from a bad batch, but I honestly really do like this one this year. I noticed that there was a little reminder to pay my Amex, so I kind of immediately stopped what I was doing and paid it because I just know myself. I will get distracted and I will completely forget, and we can't be forgetting to pay off the credit cards. But I took care of that really quickly and was able to check that off of my list. And now that that's done, I'm just going to head to the front of my Hobonichi Cousin on the annual page, and this is where I track my mood. I made a little key. I'm not 100% loving the colors that I chose for the key, but I'll figure I will just at least stick with it for the first quarter, and I just kind of fill in the entire row with whatever the main mood of the day was. I like it so far. We'll see how long I stick with it. Also, a quick shout out to this little basket that I found at Target. It's actually a plant holder. It was $5, and when I saw it, I was like, no, you're not a plant holder. You're a pen holder and a marker holder and a scissor holder, and you're coming home with me and you're going to sit on my desk. And now we head into my daily pages. So I started doing journal prompts thanks to Helen over at the Coffee Monsters Co. She has journal prompts that she shares every single month. You can find them over on her website, but if I typically have space on my daily page, I will grab my now favorite current fountain pen, which is this TWSBI Echo in, I think it's like the cream and rose gold color. It writes like butter on this paper. I really, really do like it, but I'll just grab the prompt for the day and I just start on the day's page, and you'll see later on in the day as this video progresses, I never answered the question because it was actually really hard. The question of the day was, describe your most important possession. And I was like, possession, like a thing? I don't know, I just couldn't think of one. And honestly, I was probably overthinking it, like I do a lot of things. But I really do love journal prompts because it really does help to get the page started, kind of get your brain going and getting ready to write for the day. One of the big questions that I get asked is, how do I fill up a page? And honestly, I don't really focus on filling the page. I focus on just getting words put on paper and kind of making sure that I remind myself repeatedly that it's okay to just write down the boring, quote unquote boring, I should say, and mundane parts of our lives. What's boring to one person might be really interesting to another, but I really find writing down the boring, mundane things day after day is kind of like truly an archive of your life. And so why not document it? You know, at some point, a family member generations from now could be looking at this book and seeing what you did day to day and find it truly fascinating. So it might not be quite as boring as you think. So write it down. Write down all the things, even if you're just writing down that you took a shower, that you did some laundry, that you started a new book, or you finished a book, or you're starting a new TV show. It's not boring, I promise. I don't decorate every single daily page in my Hobonichi Cousin, but part of the Happy Mail that I got the day prior was my Sterling ink package. She does have a subscription service. And you know how the saying goes, like, go big or go home? I think I went a little too big. I think I got the biggest subscription, and honestly, I was a little overwhelmed by the amount of things that came in the package. I was like, there's no way I'm going to use all of these, but that mistake is completely on me. I'm going to do my best to try to use some of these stickers here and there in my planner. They're like washi stickers. They're super thin. They are stunning. They're just absolutely beautiful, but it was a lot. And my understanding is that there are different tiers for the subscription, so I may look into going down to the smallest tier after this one. Let's talk about where my daily to-do lists live. So lately, it's been all about my A6 Hobonichi Techo. I have been loving this thing. I have been literally just loving having a place where I don't have to worry about things being perfect, perfectly decorated. I can just take pen to paper and quickly jot down my home tasks, my business tasks. I will typically jot in any kind of appointments that I have for the day, any meetings, any calls that I have to be on. But the main thing is sort of getting out of the space of it needing to be pretty and perfect. And it's been kind of nice because it's honestly been a book that I will throw in my bag and actually take with me. And I can't remember the last time I actually wanted to take a book with me because I was so scared that it was going to get ruined. So get yourself a little book that gives you a little bit of freedom. And of course, I truly believe that there's a place for technology in all forms of paper planning. I will typically reference my calendar on my phone simply because when someone sends me a Zoom invite or a Teams invite or a Google Meet meeting, that will automatically, once I accept it, be attached to my calendar on my phone. So I always like to coordinate and make sure that my phone matches what is written on paper. And today I had actually found that was where a meeting had been canceled, but another one had been put in its place at a different time. And yes, maybe I may have gotten distracted by Instagram and Threads, as that always happens. I have had putting up the pegboard in my office on a list for quite some time. So surprise, you guys get to join me as we put up the pegboard in my office. I grabbed a level and a pencil to mark where the bracket needs to go. And I just jumped in and got started. I don't know why I was so scared to put up this pegboard. I think initially I was frustrated because it doesn't come with the screws that you need to mount it on the wall. I quickly learned from friends online that IKEA does not like to provide screws because they don't want to be responsible based on the type of walls you have if their screws don't work with the texture of your walls. So I just had to get some from our garage, and it turned out just fine. I am so thankful that Jessie has a garage full of power tools for me to use, because I definitely needed to use the drywall mounts for this. There weren't any studs behind this area of the wall, so it definitely needed the mounts to make sure that it was really secure and it wasn't going to fall down in a couple of months. The key is really just taking your time and making sure that everything is level before you put the screws in. It comes with these really cool brackets at the bottom as well, so you only need a bracket at the top and not at the bottom. But at the bottom there's these two gray, I don't know what you want to call them. Anyway, they keep the pegboard from being all the way up against the wall so that there's a little bit of a space. Maybe it's called a spacer. Literally perfect. I did purchase some additional pegboard accessories from IKEA. Now, I don't know that I will need to use all of these because I actually purchased 2 pegboards. So this is a lot for one pegboard. The other board may end up in the garage, but I also have some accessories from a previous board that I had that I'm gonna try and see if they will fit in here. But I'm gonna take a couple of minutes to put some of these things up and see how I like it. I'm sure it's going to change quite a bit over time. Okay, this is what we're working with so far. I am definitely not the inspiration for pegboards, but I do love it. I'm glad that I have a place for my AirPod Pro Max, whatever the heck those things are called. On my previous pegboard, I did this situation with the holders. They look like this. It's a great place to rest your iPad, and you can just have a show going while you're working or just having, your creative time. I did use one of the trays for washi tape, but I have no idea what to do with the other one. Have one of my favorite photos of me and my friends, and one of them just is holding more washi. And then I just decided to put a bunch of different micro perms and microns in here, just because I couldn't pick a color scheme for pens. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this is what we're working with so far. I'm just glad that it is up and it is something that I can check off the list for today, and honestly for the quarter, because I thought this was going to take me an entire quarter to put up. Honestly, this is where things start to get pretty boring. I had to do some work on my computer. I had a couple of Zoom calls, and I just kind of keep my daily tasks with me so that as these things are getting done, I can check them off throughout the day, and I'm staying on top of it. I'm not having to look back at it at the end of the day and losing track of the things that needed to get done throughout the day and scrambling trying to do them at the end of the day. But this is typically my day-to-day and how I stay on top of getting everything done. Is it perfect every single day? Absolutely not. There are so many unplanned things that happen throughout each day, or things that get canceled, things that get moved around. And honestly, being flexible and saving some space in your planner for things to not be so perfect is truly the best way to go. As we approach the end of the day, this is where I take the time to check in with my journal, and I document the rest of the day. Little things like how my meetings went, putting up my board in my office, or any fun events with the dogs, which lately have not been so fun. Potty training will literally make you question being a dog mom. I promise. It is wild. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this type of video from me. It's not something that I've done before, but maybe you'll see it more often over here on my channel. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you are already subscribed, make sure you click that notification bell so that you know when my videos are posted here on YouTube. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.